April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month, a time to recognize that everyone can play a part and important role in making sure the social and emotional well-being of children and families in communities are taken care of. With me is Denise Billman and Cristin DeRonja to talk to us about the things that parents, communities, and caregivers all can do to make this situation preventable. Thank you for being here. First, Cristin, can you tell us a little bit about Safe Child, the organization you're connected with, and why this program is so important in hopefully preventing child abuse?
Safe Child is Wake County's only child abuse prevention agency, and we've been providing services to children and families for about 20 years here in Wake County. And the name of our organization is actually an acronym. It stands for Stop Abuse for Every Child. And that is something that we believe wholeheartedly in every aspect of our mission. And we provide 4 different types of programs in a way to help strengthen families and support caregivers so children can be raised in environments free from abuse and neglect.
And Denise, your organization, while it's not directly connected to Safe Child, it really focuses on coming in after a situation. Can you explain a little bit about your role and your staff's role in becoming a part of this whole program?
I'm with the county, and it's Child Protective Services, and what we do is get reports from the public when they have concerns of suspicion of child abuse or neglect. What we try to do with people is look at safety, permanency, and well-being. We hook families up with services like Safe Child after we are involved with them for any further abuse or neglect not to occur. But obviously, when we're involved, someone believes that this child is at risk.
Are there any commonalities in the cases that you all have to respond to? Are there some factors there that really can be worked on through assistance with organizations like Safe Child?
Certainly. We believe that most of the families that get referred to Child Protective Services is because of stressors in their lives, lack of education, or other resources that they don't have, or they don't have the knowledge of, or they don't know where to look for them. And so what we try to do is hook them up with community agencies that's close to them, that they can provide that service, receive that service for them and their children to be successful in being parents.
Now, we're talking about child abuse and neglect. I learned that there are 6 protective factors that are used, and let me go real quickly: nurturing and attachment, knowledge of parenting and child development, parental resilience, social connections, concrete supports for parents, and social and emotional competence of children. Cristin, what are these, and how is this a part of really improving one's situation?
We know through research and through experience, when those protective factors aren't in place in families, they are at risk, and therefore so are their children's welfare. And so, for example, one of the things that you talked about would be knowledge of child development. And so at Safe Child, we try to help parents learn and understand and appreciate what children can do at certain ages and stages of their development, and to have appropriate and realistic expectations for their children. You also talked about social isolation is what we deal with a lot. When parents are isolated, they don't have support, either be from family or friends, they don't have the resources and in place to be able to help them with one of the most challenging or the most challenging jobs in their lifetime. And so it's important at Safe Child that we help get families plugged into resources, to avenues for support and information, so they don't feel so alone in the journey of being a parent. And I mentioned earlier we have 4 different types of programs. One is our group-based programs, and those are parenting classes that anyone from Wake County can take advantage of. And then we also have our home-based programs where we partner with moms who have their first-time baby and mentor that mom through the baby's first year of life. And so it may be that a first-time mom, after completing that Welcome Baby program with us, then would really benefit from moving into one of our parenting classes, continuing to learn as a parent, really gathering that information and those skills that we're not taught anywhere else in life, except sometimes from our own childhood experiences.
Before we close, Cristin, could you give us more information about preventing child abuse and neglect and how folks can get more information?
Well, it's very important that our community is willing to open their eyes and recognize an abusive or neglectful situation, and then to take it a step further and be bold and courageous and to reach out for support and help in that situation. We say that you know, what people fear the most is getting someone quote unquote in trouble, but what that call usually ends up and should end up being is that the help and resources that a family truly desperately needs. And so we need people to recognize, we need people to report their concerns to Child Protective Services at 919-212-7990. We need families in our community to know that there's an organization like Safe Child that you don't have to be required to come to us for support. We applaud and praise families for reaching out for support. That's the biggest sign of strength right there, is acknowledging that they need some assistance. And we have all kinds of different programs that can help them. Most of our programs, except for one, are free of charge. We try to eliminate any barriers or boundaries to accessing our services and support, and really also have programs for Hispanic families.
And Denise, if someone suspects child abuse or neglect, obviously the advice is to not hesitate to make that phone call. What should they do in the event that they feel as though a child or children are in peril?
They can come to 220 Swinburne Street in Raleigh. They can walk in and make a report. They can go on our website and make a report. They can call the number that Cristin said, that's 919-212-7990. And after 5:15, they can access our line by contacting 911 and asking to speak to a social worker that's on call from Wake County Child Protective Services.
Well, Cristin, Denise, thank you so much for coming here and to talk about a very important mission in this county.
Thank you.
Thanks.